Well. It's been a long, long time. I think almost 2 months since the last live stream. But yeah, because of that, we're going to start slow. We'll do the Natlan quest this week. My goodness, this is the wow. We managed to somehow protest for them to increase the stamina cap. Not like it's going to matter. I think the problem is not the stamina cap. It's just how tedious it is to actually grind in Genshin. But of course, solving increasing the stamina cap kind of helps as well. Kind of. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's been a very long time. I highly doubt a lot of people will be coming to this stream. It's been almost 2 months since we were live, okay? Almost 2 months. I genuinely did not want to do this story quest on the live stream, but I realized all my story quests has been live streamed. So I figured let's not break this. Let's not break this one as well. And actually live stream this. Again, the Netland will be live streamed this Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm looking forward to it, especially the Capitano against the quote unquote Flame Archon, right? But apparently from what I know it wasn't that great. Like the outcome was meh. Pretty meh.
It's you two. It's been...
And I also saw a lot of theories about like how the flame archon might be related to Carvin and stuff. It's so weird, man. It's just very weird. And I also heard that Natlan still has the ongoing issue that other story, sorry, not story, other what do you call it?
The expert in charge is someone
I'm
else.
call it the canon quest. That the character still yaps a lot of yapping. So yeah, I'm not going to like it, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. We are here. Hopefully, it's a very short quest. From what I understand, there's a bit of detective work because we are technically still in the fountain arc for this quest. I'm curious what Natlan is going to be. Natlan reminds me of Pokemon and I'll say a bit of like graffiti and stuff. From what I understand is I see a lot of graffiti. So who knows? Who knows, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'll still continue be uploading Honkai 3rd. But there might be instances or cases where I won't upload that often, or you won't see any Honkai 3rd uploads because I'm starting work this month. This month. We already settled the date where I'm gonna work. I've signed the contracts and the NDA and stuff. So very looking forward to it. I've been job searching for a year already. It's not my ideal job, sadly speaking. It's also not related to engineering, sadly speaking. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting how I'm going to start work there. There's a 3 months probation period before I'm given full employee benefits. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest with you. Very skeptical of it because it's almost a totally different field that I'm working compared to what I started. It's gonna be very interesting. I've been doing a lot of reading up just to prepare myself for the job. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
From your attire, I imagine you two
But
aren't
yeah,
from Sumeru either.
basically, I
Seeing
don't
as
know
we're
whether
both
this job is going to be
travelers from abroad,
very
it's only right that we help each other out
heavy
should
in a
the
sense.
occasion arise.
Shit, I'm like thinking in Japanese here. It's gonna be very busy, I guess. Partly because they told me there's a steep learning curve and stuff, and
Allow me to introduce myself.
the concepts that they're gonna use there is totally foreign to me. It's a lot of reading, a lot of drowning in the beginning. So hopefully I survive the 3 months probation. But that could also mean that I might not be able to upload that often. But don't worry, if you don't see me uploading any Honkai 3rd content, you'll see Genshin content because I have at least 2-3 months, maybe more than that, of content.
To
I have a
put it
folder
simply,
where I
when
literally
inhaled,
spend a
certain
week
pollens
just
can
editing
trigger
Genshin
abnormal physical
and then
reactions.
just exporting it.
Paimon has seen these
Whatever
kinds
you
of
saw
flowers
during
before and
August, those
nothing
Genshin
weird
content,
happened
that was probably
then.
like 1/4 of it, or maybe
Well,
one
we're all
fifth to be
different.
honest with you.
The factors that can trigger a reaction to
So
certain
yeah,
stimuli vary
look
by
forward to
person.
it
In
because
Iceland,
clearly
there's no need to worry. Pollen allergies can be
that's
effectively
the only way
mitigated
to.
with the
Oh, well,
I
that's
guess
good.
I don't know.
Traveler, Paimon.
Yeah,
There you are.
it's so weird, you know.
I left in such a
I've
hurry,
not
I
streamed for
forgot
2
to warn you
months,
about all the
right?
pollen in the air.
But
Emily? Ah, what a
But
coincidence. Looks
it
like my
feels
worry
like
was misplaced then.
It was
um,
nothing really. We happened to run
though
into
I
each
just
other
realized
shortly after my
outfit is a
arrival,
bit
and I offered them a
weird.
bit of help. That's all.
What is that outfit?
I'm more curious
But
as
yeah,
to why you thought the Traveler
um,
and Paimon
it
were.
feels like I don't have enough time.
Remember the
Say this
first time
quickly.
we met? You fainted after inhaling
It
spirit
feels
borneo.
like I don't have enough time. Life is like that. That's it's a very memorable cutscene. That was like what, 1 year ago? 1 year ago we encountered that cutscene.
The spirit borneo didn't affect Paimon at all.
Damn,
and
that
now
felt
she's
like
the one
forever.
suffering
1 year ago.
It's not really something you
Actually, it's
can
more
make
than a
sense
year
out
ago,
of,
right? We
Paimon.
entered
There
Sumeru
are all
right before
kinds
they
of
found it
allergies
out.
out there, caused by a variety of different
Ah,
factors.
oh, good old memories.
Exactly. I even
Good old
encountered a case in
memories.
Fontaine where someone had an allergic reaction to soba noodles.
Whoa. Good thing
It's so
Paimon isn't
weird.
allergic to anything
Like
delicious.
every day, right?
In a manner
I was
of
just doing the
speaking,
same routine over and
although
over
you could say
again,
the
right?
patient
In addition to medicine,
And
Emily is also very
who could have
knowledgeable about
guessed?
botany.
Even though I have
She's
like
taught me
2
a
to
lot about
3
the native
hour
flora.
free
and
because
that's
I
where my
stopped
expertise
streaming for that
ends,
2
I'm
months, right?
afraid.
It just
When it
felt like
comes to
I
breadth of
never had enough
knowledge,
time.
Tainari certainly comes out on top.
Probably because I spent,
Oh, Paimon's got
sorry,
it.
not
You
spent,
must be the
but I
expert Tainari
substitute the
mentioned, the
time
one
that
in
I've
charge of
gotten because I stopped streaming,
Wrong
right? I have like
again,
2 to
I'm
3
afraid.
3 hours of free time already.
Well,
I
did
I seem
come
to
for
like
the
utilize
exhibition,
them
but
in
only to inquire about
other
the
stuff.
Auguste variety.
Oh,
But
I
of
was
course,
sure she
the
got it right
more
this time.
straightforward one is
It's a kind of flower that was once popular
video
in
editing
Fontaine.
and
The
also
perfume made
Auguste, huh? That's not a name you hear often
oh yeah, learning
nowadays.
Japanese. Yeah, currently
in
for
an
the
ancient
past few
language,
months,
the
I
word
have
is
been
said to mean
spending
sacred
at
or
least an
noble.
hour
It's
just studying
sometimes used as a
Japanese.
name for
It's
people as well.
it feels
Ah,
nice to be
that
honest. It's
reminds
very
me.
refreshing.
Are
I
you
stopped
familiar with the historical event in
leaning or
Fontaine?
relying so much on
Perfumania
Wanikani
was an event that occurred in Fontaine
and started reading
20
more
years
like
ago.
newspapers, manga. Started
It all started
watching
when
like
several merchants released their own
Japanese
lines of high-end,
vlogs. They call it
expensive
vlogs
perfumes,
for some
marketing
reason.
them as must-have
I guess
luxury
it's because
products.
it
No
sounds
one
weird in
anticipated
the
the
Japanese
absolute
language.
frenzy
Like they
this would
can't say
create on the
vlog, they
market,
say vlog.
causing the price of
And
perfumes to
so started watching
skyrocket.
those and
The demand was
yeah,
twofold.
it
What
was
some
also
saw as a
another
status
very
symbol, most
interesting
saw as a
learning curve.
money-making opportunity. You could take advantage of the soaring. The value
Partly
of these
because
products became so
there were
inflated.
so many words I
Regular
don't
bottles
recognize
of
at all.
perfume were even going for hundreds, but at the end of the day,
There were so
perfume
many
is
words
just
I don't
perfume.
recognize at all.
The market value greatly.
So
Luckily,
every day I had
Palais
at
and
least
Ramona
I had
recognized the
to
danger and intervened before
add
the craze
at
could
least
truly
10 to
spread.
15 entries into my
Many
Anki deck.
profiteers and scammers were thrown in jail
So
as
the
a
first
result.
week,
In the end,
right?
only a few
Oof,
wealthy
I spent
families were affected
more
when the
than
bubble
30
popped.
minutes just working on Anki because I have so many new
What does all
cards.
this have to do with that Auguste you
And my
mentioned
brain
earlier?
just could not remember a lot of them, and till now my brain
Well,
still does not
during the
remember like
craze, the
probably
most popular perfume was none other than a
30%, 40% of the
demand
words
far
that I've added
exceeded the
since the
supply,
past 2
to the
months.
point where it once sold for 10 million mora a bottle.
Yeah,
10 million? And what about
10 million. Seems like Paimon never changed. It's just
After
money
the
and
mania
food.
ended, most perfumes returned to a normal price.
Yeah.
Its namesake, the flower used to create it, went
It's
extinct.
kind of
As a result,
weird.
no new bottles of Auguste have been made. Indeed, the Auguste flower was not a natural variety, you see. It was specially cultivated for use in perfume making.
Her outfit bothers me.
When the bubble popped, all the flower beds
Bothers
used
me
for its
a lot.
cultivation were destroyed in a fire. The variety has never been seen since.
Yeah, I think because of these, right?
Didn't you say
As
you
I
came to
started
the
getting
exhibition to look for
better,
it?
like I started to understand more words that I see online.
Ah, yes.
Especially
I
my
came
Twitter.
to
My Twitter is just
investigate a
filled with
certain rumor that the
Japanese
Auguste
tweets
flower has reappeared in
because
Sumeru.
of that Japan trip.
It's causing quite the stir
And
in the
I try to
Fontaine
maintain
perfume market.
the whatever
Traveler,
we call it,
we should have
Japanese.
Emily look
But
for
apparently
it.
people call it Japan talk. If you have Japanese content on TikTok, they call
I
it
have
Japan
to
talk.
agree.
I think that's
Emily
what the
wrote me to
foreigners
ask if
say.
I could look into the rumor, But the forest rangers haven't received any reports of new.
Even if I can locate the flower, I'm
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
afraid you'll be disappointed, Paimon. I don't have any grand Mora-making endeavors planned.
So weird.
Divine, noble, one of a kind. All beautiful sentiments. When it comes to perfume,
There's
I
just
want
so
people
many
to forget the
things
price and the prestige
that I want to
focus
do,
on the beauty of the fragrance
but it
itself.
always feels like there's not enough time.
Wow, so noble.
Wow,
Of
still
course,
no, but
there's also a more practical
and
reason.
also,
In
what else
recent
happened during
years,
the 2 months of
low-grade
this?
counterfeit versions of a
A lot of
goose
Honkai
have been
third
popping up
recording,
on
a
the
lot of
phone
Honkai third
every so
manga
often.
reading,
Someone will
so that I
claim
can
to
better
have
understand
recreated
the
unique scent
game
of a goose,
and
the
the
rumor mill will
timeline,
start
stories and
comparing the
stuff.
counterfeits to my own work.
Okay, that's more like
So
the
that
reason
was,
Paimon had
I
in
mean,
mind.
went for my last orientation. I
Ever
think I
since
was the
that rumor
only like
started, 3 new perfumes
year 4
claiming to be
student
made
there.
from the
I was the
Agou's
only
flower
like final
have
year
appeared
student
on the
there.
market.
Because from my
If I can
understanding is
dispel the
back then,
fanaticism
even when
surrounding
I
a
was like
goose,
one of the
even
main
just by proving
main
the rumor to be
committee people,
false,
right?
Fontaine's
I
perfume
had
market
final
can
year
finally
students
start to
signing
get
up,
back to
and then they
normal.
just ghost me towards the end,
Then
and then
I'll
just
be
say, "Oh
free
yeah,
from all
because I
the
found a job
stories and
already, that's
added
why
meaning, and
that's why
just
I
focus
can't
on
attend." And
making
I'm
what I
like,
like.
"What?" Well, why have I attended if I found a
That
job?
makes
Yeah,
sense.
sure. I mean, if I'll just take unpaid leave, right? Why not?
Oh, I
Because
would of course be grateful for
they
your help,
always
but
need people.
I
Like
wouldn't
it's
want
such
to
a
trouble
big
you.
event, and I have went through the
Well,
the
you said
depths
it
of hell.
yourself. We're both travelers from
I went
abroad,
through the
so
depths of hell with
it's
that,
only right
where
that we
I
help
had
each
to,
other
where I
out.
only had like what 5 people
Huh,
to
I
manage.
suppose you're right.
I think it was like 100 people.
Then you have my thanks.
That was not fun at all. Really, really not
Based on
fun.
the information I have so far, it's
Yeah.
unclear if the rumor is
I think
true.
it's because of that. That's why I'm always helping out, because I
Mr.
know
Edgar
how
also
bad
thinks it's
things
too
can
early
get
to
when you're
say.
like
But you
understaffed.
could always go talk to him.
That it
He was
gets
there all those years ago,
terrible.
after
Like
all.
everyone's just
Maybe he'll know
demoralized,
something.
ridiculously tired also
Huh,
because
I
I'm
was just
managing
about to
so
pay him a
many
visit at the
people.
hotel.
Also, at the same time, the people that I've gotten weren't really the most extroverted or talkative people. So it was tough for me as well.
The person you've been
Yeah,
trying to
basically I
guess
was
this whole time.
getting gnawed from the
flower
bottom and
expert
from the
in
top,
charge of the
like a
exhibition.
sandwich.
He's also the most
I'm
respected
the
and
cheese in the
experienced
sandwich.
perfumer in the area. Back when he was still working in Fontaine, a goose.
I should
A
also
goo.
mention he was my teacher, the one.
Hey yo.
So this guy was a famous perfumer in Fontaine, but then he came to Sumer.
Cement. Lament. Lament. I hope this is the right way. There
It's a
is.
long
Okay.
story. If you're interested, we can talk more about it when we see him. He should be staying near the hotel.
What else? I
Oh,
went
look
on
at
a
all the
Vietnam trip.
flowers!
Solo Vietnam trip. Yep.
Apparently,
It
the exhibitor
was.
paid a large
I
sum
think
to
it
rent
was
out the
the
hotel
only
and
time
surrounding
where I
buildings.
had
They're being used as
where I
temporary
had
storage
so much
facilities
issue
and
trying
lodging
to
for
adapt.
exhibition personnel.
Yeah,
I don't know,
what a
something about
gift for
Vietnam, right?
money. They won't
I
have
just could not
anywhere to
adapt to the
stay.
environment. I
Also,
could
once
adapt
they
to
have
like
this big
Taiwan
of a
and
hotel,
Thailand,
how
right?
are they gonna make that Mora back?
But Vietnam, I just couldn't adapt to it. I spent 4 days there, and all throughout the
And it's
entire
been
4
so
days, right,
long,
I've never
I
felt
almost
so
didn't
tired,
recognize you, Edgar.
and I always had a headache. Not always, actually.
Well, you and your brother
I'll
haven't
have like a
changed
slight
bit.
headache every now and then when I was in that country.
Oh yeah, all this catching up is nice and all, but let's
I
get
don't
down to
know.
business.
I don't know what's about
We
that
need to
place.
talk about Kyria.
It could be the air.
Is
Who
he-
knows?
Hold on, we have guests.
It's nice to see you
The
again,
crossing
Master.
crossing in Vietnam is actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Like people make it sound like, oh
Emily,
yeah,
Is
you need to
that
have the
you?
balls to do it. But then it's like the
Oh, it's
moment
been
I
years.
because I
Look at
took
you.
the airport bus,
You're
right,
all grown up.
which was ridiculously cheap. It was like 50 cents or something.
I've heard you've become
Yeah,
quite
in this
the
country
famous
that's like
perfumer in
times 100.
Fontaine. It would seem
Times
the
100, by the
student has
way.
surpassed the master.
It's
Oh,
ridiculously expensive.
it's
$50
all
from
thanks
here
to
to
your
to
mentorship.
the airport is crazy.
Ah,
If I rent a
hardly,
car from here and drive to the
I
airport,
taught you
it
the
costs me half the
basics.
price.
Hearing
And I'm
you
renting
call
a-
me master. Well,
You
I'm
know
not
how
I've taught
stupid
many
that
students
sounds?
here
It's
in
so
Sumeru
dumb.
over the years,
A taxi
but
costs
I've yet to
$50 from
see
here
one
to the
turn out
airport.
quite as
I rent a
accomplished
car.
as you.
It's
You're the only
$25.
one who can take credit for that success. And who
And
are
that's
these two?
me driving
I
at
don't recall
probably
you mentioning
slightly,
them in your letter.
I don't know, driving maybe the left lane speed or something.
Ah, they're my new friends, the
Speaking of
Traveler
bugs,
and
it's
Paimon.
crazy. Really crazy.
Emilie's friend.
But yeah, so after I checked
Well
in,
then,
right, the first thing I did was
pleasure
cross
is
the road
all
because I
mine.
needed to go to the what do you call it, the
And these
Tambin
two
market.
gentlemen? Are they friends of yours, Master?
You know, basically I visit all the tourist attractions. It was horrendous. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I could not get used to it and also got a headache off of it. Is that not the crossing was so stupidly easy. You know, just have some common sense, have a pair of eyes, and don't panic. Don't panic. Yes, I agree. Don't panic. I think one of the reasons is Vietnam is such a whitewashed country. Like
Yes.
they teach their kids to respect the white people more than like their own people. It's ridiculous.
Merchant Brothers?
Everywhere I go, it's the same treatment.
August flower then.
The white people will get the most respect. Even if they are not there to like make extravagant purchases, they still get the most respect. It's so weird. So apparently my friend told me it's like part of their culture. So I'm like, what part of their culture is this? This is just whitewashing. This is just whitewashing. How is this a culture?
I'm
It's
guessing
just
you're
a
here for the same
phenomenon that's
reason,
happening.
Emily.
And
We were
it's
just
so
about to get into
disgusting.
it, so you
I
three
find it
might as well
disgusting to
join
be
in.
honest. Even
I commissioned a
their
few
dirty
Erebites
places, they
to
will
do
like
some
this too, right?
scouting for me. They searched all over Sumeru,
Because
but there were
because
no
I was very
sightings
interested. I was
of
like,
the August flower.
oh, you get to see like people in the
That
traditional
being
office. I was
said,
like, okay, let me go
there
there and
are
see.
people in Port
A lot of them
Ormos who
cater
claim to
mostly
have
to white
smelled
people,
a
and it's
unique
very, very
fragrance
weird.
of the streets.
It's like
Definite, some of them
He's
were
like
merchants
Vietnam
who
doesn't
lived in
consider
Fontaine 20
other
years ago.
Asian or other
According to them,
non-white
the fragrance
tourists
smelled
as like
exactly like the August they
people we should
remember from
respect.
back
You
then.
still get respect, of course, because you're a tourist, right? You still get
A
like the
one-of-a-kind,
normal human respect, right? But
divine, and
it feels
noble
very
scent.
strange. Very, very strange.
Maybe someone around here just happens to have
I
a
kind of
bottle
hated it.
August from
Not
back
gonna
then.
lie, I think the first 2 days I wanted to go back home. I was like,
No,
this
I
is
don't think
horrendous.
so.
This is a
I doubt that's the
terrible place to
case.
be in.
Even if
But
someone
the only
had a bottle that
reason
was never opened,
why I
the
didn't just stay in
fragrance
the
of the
hotel the entire
perfume
day
would have
was
changed over
because
time. Very few perfumes
the
can
food
go
is good
decades without a change in
and cheap.
scent. A goose is
Literally, I
even more
went
prone
to
to that
a
kind of
cafe
issue.
shop, right? That is
Only
very
a few
famous
bottles still
apparently
exist
to
in
locals
Fontaine,
and
their scent
to
would have
sorry the
completely
higher end
degraded by now.
locals and the tourists, right? It's a very popular shop. It's a hole in the wall. You
Could
have
there
to
be
go
a
into a
flower
very
out there
small
with a
alley, and this
similar
alley
fragrance?
cannot be
Or an
found
accord with the same
if you are
taste?
just glancing around. You have to actually look properly for the
Impossible.
small alley.
If a goose were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high
So I
price.
found it,
Technically
a
speaking,
hole in the wall shop.
the scent
I had
wouldn't be
their
impossible to imitate.
egg coffee, which is basically
Well,
cream
let's
substituted
table that
egg,
question for
egg
now.
substituted
Edgar,
cream
did any of
substituted
those
egg,
people
whatever you call it.
mention where the scent was
Basically,
coming
egg
from?
is used as a substitution for cream because
No.
back in the days when Vietnam
By
was
the time
divided
they
into the
realized
north and
they
the
had
south,
smelled something, the scent was
the
already
south,
gone.
if I remember,
If
the
I hadn't
northerns
asked them, compared to
were
things we see and hear,
under
smells
American
can be much
influence.
easier to overlook.
It could be the other way around. I don't remember. So then the
It
south
almost sounds like
was not
someone wearing
American
the
Airlines,
August
and American
fragrance
Airlines had
passed them on the
cream to make
streets.
coffee. For the South, they did not have cream because they were slightly poorer because they weren't under American influence. They're probably under, I think.
Wait, are you
Wait,
saying
actually, no. It's North is under Chinese influence. South is under American influence or something. I don't remember. So in the end, they found out that it can be used as a
Don't
substitute
pay
for
me
cream
any
to make
mind.
coffee, and that's how it came about.
We don't
Was
have
it
much to go
nice?
off of right now,
Yes,
but
it was
we
very
can't
nice.
rule
I
out
could not
that
even taste the egg.
possibility.
I only
I'll
can
send
taste the
some more
coffee. I think
people to investigate.
I don't know, something about Vietnam coffee is very interesting.
You all traveled
It's
so
very
far
intense.
to be here.
Way,
Why don't you
way
rest in the
more
hotel
intense than
for a
here.
bit?
So maybe 3 times more
Blaze,
intense.
this is the key to your room.
I'll drink it. I'll be like, I'll have the shock. I'll like, yeah. This
you
this
got the
tastes
keys to the
like
room?
espresso on
Do we get to watch
steroids.
it too?
It's insanely
Ah,
intense,
my
but it was.
apologies.
But I
All
highly
rooms
doubt
in the
they
hotel
add
are
a lot of
accounted for,
caffeine.
I'm afraid.
Because in
Most
that I
are
still
being
went to
used
sleep
for
after I had like
storage
one of the
ahead
Vietnam coffee.
exhibition, you
So
see.
I don't know, it's something about the beans they use, I guess.
I managed to tidy up one of the rooms for these
Maybe it's
two
more
at the last
aromatic.
minute. But by
Who
the
knows?
time Emilie wrote to me, there was no more space left for her to stay.
Oh, and
But
it
yeah,
just showed up out of the blue. Guess that
yeah,
means
it's
there's
definitely a place
definitely
I
no space for us.
would not want to go again unless I'm with friends. There was horrendous. There was a lot of
I should have been more
not beggars, like
considerate.
hustlers.
Here
A lot
I
of
am with an
hustlers. It was very
entire
annoying.
hotel at
They
my
grab me
disposal
here and
with no
there.
place to
They
offer
grab
you
my
to
feet. They
stay,
grab my hand,
even
and
after
I'm
you
just
made
there
the
like,
trip all the
no,
way to
thank you.
Sumeru.
I'm not interested. Goodbye.
Don't
Most of
worry,
them
Master.
are
I can sleep on the boat
I think the
tonight.
first thing when I
Or
came
I
out of the
could even
airport
camp
was
in the
the guy was
wild.
telling me,
It
you
would
want to take
give
Grab
me the
because Grab
opportunity
is
to
like
collect
their
some plant
taxi
specimens
hailing
while
app
I'm here in
in the
Sumeru.
country, right? And go check.
Even
And I was saying him,
better.
no, I want to take the bus. And he was like, no,
Although,
bus take very
would it
long.
be
I'm like, no, the
possible for
bus
me
is
to
just
leave
right in
some
front of
luggage
me.
here?
I'm like, what?
It
What
would
do you
be
mean? He's
rather
like, no,
cumbersome to take it camping.
He's like,
It
no,
should take up too much space.
down traffic jam, now pick up. I'm like, it's okay. It's alright. When I was in
Well,
Thailand, I waited 1.5
about
hours for the
that.
bus to come because the bus driver was like talking to his friends, playing some games online or something. So the bus driver did not want to like start the bus. So in the end, I was just there waiting for 1.5 hours. Should have taken a taxi that time, to be honest. That was a bloody waste of time.
will keep an eye on them for you, as
But yeah,
long
I
as
was
you
telling
don't
him like, it's
mind,
okay. I've been to
mademoiselle.
Thailand before.
All
I
right
know
then.
what's the
Good.
what's
Why
the
don't
issue
you take
here.
Emilie
And then
inside and find a suitable
he
place
just
for
left
her
me alone
luggage?
because he was like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. I should not try to scam him or something or try to
I'll
hustle
prepare
him.
some refreshments and
Yeah,
join
I
you in a
think
bit.
it was a bit of a scam and a hustle because he started bringing out the calculator and telling me I can reduce the Grab price from 160k dong to 80k dong, and then I'm just there like, what do you mean Grab? I was like, isn't Grab fixed price? Why is he trying to like bargain a price for me? Like what's going on? So and then I that made me even more suspicious of him, and then I just like completely ignore him already. I was like, "Oh, you know what, I'm taking the bus, go away." Sure.
Whoa, the smell of
And also that
flowers
was
is
also
so
the day I realized
strong.
that
Didn't Edgar
Vietnamese
say he
is
tidied
similar
up
to
around
Chinese.
here?
There's a bit of
There's
tonal
still so
pronunciation.
many
Because I was trying to
flowers.
tell the auntie, right? The
I
auntie was like,
took a
where
peek
you
through the
go? And I
window
was like,
earlier and his house was
I want to go
packed with
to this hotel.
flowers.
The
Looks
reason
like
why I'm
this
not going to say the
exhibition is
name of the
gonna be
hotel is because
huge.
I'm definitely going to butcher the pronunciation.
No, that's
So
a
when I
florist
told
thing.
the hotel name, right, the auntie started laughing and then started gossiping with the other
We work
auntie.
closely
And that's
with
when I
the
realized
essential oils of
maybe
various
I said
plants.
something wrong,
But to
which
maintain a
in then
sharp sense
further
of
confirmed my
smell, most
suspicions because
perfumers
on
prefer
day
to keep
3,
their homes
when I
free
went
of
to the
strong
tour
odors.
for the Kuchi Tunnel, which by the way is a scam, it's a huge scam or huge waste of
Oh,
money.
guess there's just too much
I
to
paid
store for the
$25 for it.
exhibition
It does
then.
not feel like $25. It felt like $5. It was
Oh, this room
horrendous.
seems to be a
It
connected
felt like a
suite,
scam.
and
I
my
think even
brother
the
will be
tour
staying
guide
on the other
realized
side
that
of the
I
suite.
probably realized it was a scam halfway through. But yeah.
Blaze, while you're out, why
So yeah,
don't
the
you
tour
bring
guide
your
was
luggage
telling
over as
us
well?
like, oh yeah, Vietnamese is a tonal language. So you need to pronounce it
Blaze.
properly. So that's probably the reason why the auntie was laughing at me on day one.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. What else?
All right
Oh
then.
yeah, the Kuchi
Where can
Tunnel
we
scam.
find your
That
luggage,
thing is a scam. I paid $25 for
Blaze
it.
will go fetch it for you.
It's
All
still
of the
at the port.
information they
In addition to
provided
some
in that
daily
tour can be found
necessities, there's also a
online
case of amber wine that I brought back
and
from
can be found for
Fontaine.
free. You don't have to pay
Could I trouble you
$25
to
for it.
bring that back as well?
I feel,
It would be the
which brings
perfect
me
way
back
to
to my
repay
point.
you
It's
for
a
your
very
hospitality.
whitewashed place. Not gonna lie, a lot of
How
whitewashing
generous.
there.
I should thank you on my brother's behalf.
They put the
Is
white
that
people on
so?
the pedestal, and the rest, sorry, not on the pedestal, on the, what do you call it? Like a fake pedestal. Like they
Mr.
treat them
Oud,
like king,
Mr.
but at the same
Blaze,
time,
thanks
if
for...
they can scam them, they will scam the shit out of them.
Hey, what are you doing?
Which is why I think when I went on a tour, it was all white people.
That's
Even when I
Master's
was there,
voice.
right, it was 95% white people, 5% non-whites. Basically, I saw Japanese people there. I did my best to try to hide the fact that I can speak and listen Japanese, but I think they halfway through they found out that I can understand Japanese. It was weird. That was another weird moment also.
Master!
Hey, Edgar.
But yeah, basically,
Who did
the
this?
demographic of tourists that go Vietnam, right? 90% white people, 10% Asians. I see most of the white people that I've saw so far, right, was Americans,
Edgar.
followed by the Australians, the Brits, and then the French. Surprisingly,
No,
there was
don't
quite a few
shake
French
them. He's
people there. It
injured.
was weird.
Just leave him to
I was
me.
listening. I was like, wait, what?
You two
I
can-
hear French. Oh yeah, there was also German people as well. That one was interesting. Not gonna
Oh,
lie.
thank you.
Not gonna lie. Then for the Asians, there was a lot of Koreans. A lot of Koreans.
That's strange.
Almost everywhere I
smell
went, there
around
was
here.
Koreans, except for the
Is
Kuchi
it
Tunnel.
coming from this bottle?
There was also Japanese people, but not a lot of Japanese. But I realized when I go to shopping malls, right, that's where I'll meet or encounter a lot of
Really?
Japanese
You
people,
think
so I think I know where they are. And there's also Chinese people. Not a
Do you
lot
think
too.
whoever did this was hiding in the flowers before
Mo
they
most of them
attacked
can be found
Edgar?
in like markets and stuff for some strange reason. But yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's really hello. It's really
Says there
about
are
it.
benefits to a life of wandering.
Yeah, that's really about it. That's like the demographic.
I checked. Oh, but that's impossible. It's not like that. Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit could have just disappeared into thin air.
No condensation. Wait, give me a moment. No money to wipe the keyboard. Oh, that's a very sensitive spacebar.
Well, we looked
Okay, at
all
least
over,
none
but
of
the
them
only clue
went
we found was that bottle.
in a layer of keyboard. It's just on the keys. Oh, damn you, condensation.
The most important thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating Master.
Here we go.
So, how's he doing?
But yeah, who knows?
When I administered emergency treatment, I discovered a residue in his nose and mouth.
And also the
Master
biggest,
was most likely
right?
forced to
Of
ingest a
one of the
certain
reason
liquid.
why I still called one of the reason why I called Vietnam a whitewashing glacier.
He's still
It's because
unconscious,
when we
and
went to the
inducing
airport,
vomiting
right?
could obstruct his
Right,
airways.
me,
We'll have to
because it
look
was solo
into
trip.
other. Yes.
No,
The
waiting
scent
for the
is the
plane to
same,
take off.
but the
Basically, I
chemical
was leaving that
composition
country
is
already.
still unclear.
Finally,
We'll have to do
when
further
I
tests to determine if
one
it's
thing
the
I
same
did not
liquid
know
and how
when I
toxic
passed
it
through
is
the
to the human
security
body.
checkpoint,
But first,
and then we reached the
I do
waiting area
believe
for the
there are
plane
two
to take
people
off,
who
right?
could shed some light on the
Apparently,
situation. Mr.
all their
Sylvain,
prices are in
Mr. Lucian.
American dollars. So during
Wait,
that day, right, I checked it was 1 to 24,000. But for some reason, the people there say it's 1 to 25,000. Bloody hell, they're trying to further milk the people dry.
Hey,
Basically, that one like offended me the most. Sorry, not offended me, annoyed
you
me the most.
talking to us,
Because local
mademoiselle?
people are also
I'm
affected
afraid
by
we've
this.
never
If the
heard
local
those
people
names
are
before.
leaving the country as well to go other countries, they are getting affected by this as well. It's
Before
ridiculous.
arriving
It
in
was the
Sumeru,
markup was at least
I asked a friend
1,000%.
from the special patrol to look into the creators of a goose.
At least 1,000%. The markup was insanely high, by the way.
There were 4 people in total.
Like
The
a
perfumer,
drink,
Edgar, the
a
one thrust
meal
into the limelight,
that
and
can
3
cost
others.
$5, right? In the airport cost about at least $15. So okay, it's not 1,000% markup, but 300% markup.
A
That's
researcher
ridiculously
from
high.
Sumeru
It's
responsible
ridiculously
for
high.
cultivating the Auguste flower, and
Like I
2
thought I had no
merchant
issues
brothers
because I had
responsible
enough
for
money,
promoting
right?
the product on the
Buy
market.
me at least 3 meals, you know.
The
But when I
2
reached the
brothers
airport,
capitalized
I
on the
barely
myth
had
of
money for a
surrounding
meal.
Auguste.
I had to buy
Their
the cheapest meal
actions
there.
lured in numerous speculators and profiteers,
I did not want to withdraw
inflating the
money. I
price
did not
of
want to use
Auguste
my card to
even
pay
further.
because I was like, I want to finish using all my notes.
In the end,
Because I don't think
they
I'll
were
come
sent
back
to the
here ever
fortress
again.
of Meripi
And
for
boy,
falsifying their accounts
thank goodness I
and
managed to
destabilizing the
use most
if
of my
you do
notes.
the math, they should be out of prison by now.
Huh.
Yeah.
And what does that have to do with us? There are
So
countless merchant
disgusting,
families
man.
in
It's such a
Fontaine.
Every
disgusting
time your brother called you Blaze, it took you several
sales
seconds
tactic.
to respond. But when I called
Whatever
you
you call it.
Lucian just now, the name registered immediately.
I...
Ah, Miss Emily.
So
Out of
dumb,
respect
man.
for your
So
position
dumb.
as a famous perfumer in Fontaine, I'm inclined to believe that was simply a poor attempt at humor. You have a bright future ahead of you.
You claim to be regular perfume merchants, and
What?
amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world.
Emily, you little...
You later. Oof. Yeah.
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you, no matter, but Master's life is in
Damn,
danger.
son.
We need to learn. If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would. So I'd like to trouble you for some
Among
information,
Us.
if I may. Tell me about.
Fine.
Sylvain,
Lucian, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all... You were right, Miss Emilie. There were 4 of us at the beginning. Myself, Lucian. Sometime down the road, the Mara...
Sounds like you're
Vihaya.
still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move
Wait,
to
so
Sumeru
he's from
so that he could
Fontaine.
put those events behind him.
Oh, he adapted the Sumeru culture well.
Still, Master was depressed for a long time after. That's how I met him. But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher, Vijay.
Like us,
Vijava.
Vijava was all...
Vijava.
Before the Phantom showed up at her door, she set all the flower bed...
But destroying all that...
It didn't matter at that point because she.
Oh, it's-
sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
The name wasn't
What a
mentioned in any of
twist.
the files I reviewed
Wow.
either.
She burned
But you
everything
two seem
and
quite
herself.
familiar with him.
Wow. I was expecting like, oh yeah, her body was not found and so nope. She just got burned in the fire as well. Along with all the
Kyria was
morale.
Vijava's younger brother. He was just a clueless kid back
Wow.
then. Somewhere in his
Kyria.
teens, I think.
Isn't it like the
He
Death
helped
Note
his
guy?
sister with her
The guy
work
from Death Note.
sometimes, but that was pretty much it.
It's
He
the
didn't have any
L.
idea what we were
The
doing.
only L he got in the
Vijava
series
kept him
was
close most of the
you
time.
know, he
The
actually
3 of
received
us
multiple
were
L's. It's
probably
just
the
that
only ones who even knew she
his
had a brother.
counterpart
After
could
our
not find
operation was
find a
compromised, he
solid
disappeared.
evidence to
There
prove
were
that
no signs
L
of
was
him
doing
until recently,
the things
when people
because it was
started-
a supernatural
So you think Kyria
phenomenon.
took something with him back then?
Bruh.
Something that allowed him to
I think that was
reproduce
like
the Auguste
that's the
flower?
only plot armor that L had throughout the entire series is
Vijava doted on the kid like you wouldn't believe. She even
is that
told us to give her cut to her
he
brother
would
if
do
anything
the
happened to her.
craziest of shit and not get
If
caught.
she
It was
left something
ridiculous.
behind before she died, believe
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the
Ah
Auguste
yes, the
flower wasn't
perfume
the
event
only
that we
thing
did
he reproduced.
what last
He
2 patches
managed to
ago
replicate the
suddenly
perfume
is
itself.
used as a
So the
story
liquid
event
Edgar was
item
forced to
in
ingest
this
really was Auguste.
story quest. Story
Wait, does
event
that mean Auguste is poison?
item.
Poison? No, no. Of course not. If Auguste could be considered a poison, we wouldn't have even sold half a bottle back then.
Yeah, why?
He probably thought we had something to do with his sister's death.
Maybe he
But to
mistook
tell you
Edgar
the
for
truth, I have no idea why she
for
did all
Edgar
that.
Stan. You know, from the boys.
We're not looking
Who
for
also
Kyria because we
owns
have it
a
out for
fried
him.
chicken franchise
We
called
just
the
wanted to see how he was
Los
doing.
Polos Hermanos.
And if possible, work
Maybe.
together to bring back Auguste. We
Maybe,
only went to
just maybe, you
prison
know,
for a bit of
just a theory.
fraud and market
Who knows?
manipulation. It had nothing to do with the
Next thing you know,
product
you see
itself.
Edgar in the Natlan story quest, which will be
As long as we
which
keep
will be
things
streamed
honest
this
time
Wednesday.
around,
Who knows?
bringing the
I don't know
product
why I
back to
said it
market
with
would
past
almost be
tense,
like
but
honoring his sister.
So that's
in
why
English
you
is
never
a
mentioned
hard
Kyria
language.
during your interrogation?
Yes,
For real.
exactly. We were
Anyway, that's all we know.
Well, at least we're able
I
to
feel
say
like
for certain that
my
the substance Edgar
English is
ingested was
getting
in
worse.
fact Auguste. That gives us a direction for further
I don't know.
testing.
Maybe because I started
Well,
learning Japanese
I'd
and
say
then
that was a
English
very enlightening
just
discussion.
decided to die.
Well, glad to hear
You know,
it.
to accommodate for me Japanese, right?
Lucian, let's head back to the
Who
room
knows?
and rest a bit. With
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. Yes, Monsieur Bleu.
You think so too? But based on Sylvain's tone of voice just now, I suspect further questioning will only.
The way you exposed them like that?
Damn.
Just based on a hunch? Oh, right. Earlier you said you were only sort of a doctor.
Oh yes,
Sort of
that's because
doctor.
most of the patients I encounter are already dead.
She said it with in such a monotonous way. It's a bit scary.
So you're a forensic doctor?
Close. I'm actually a forensic cleaner. Once the forensic team and the Marachese Phantom are done collecting evidence from the scene, in fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, basically
What?
there are two sides to forensics. Those who collect evidence to expose the truth. I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient.
What?
Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari, and I'll
Tainari?
stay here and continue to
Tina-
look after
Tiganari?
Master. Now that we have a sample of Auguste, I'm
August. Mongoose. Oh, what the? I thought there was like that. It's so much meme potential. August. Mongoose. Okay, apparently this way, right? Oh no. How do we exit? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay. To be honest, Emily at the moment feels like a very random character. It's like she just pop out of nowhere. She doesn't really have any ties to any stories and stuff. It's just like she's out of the blue random kinda way too random, to be honest.
Whoa, why the rush? Did something happen?
No, of course. Of course.
What? Edgar was attacked? He's the most famous perfumer in the region.
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'll start gathering my forces.
Tainari?
Gathering
Do you
my
have a plan?
forces.
I'm sure the sheriff can handle things over at the scene.
It
But
seems.
Then she was far too modest. She may not be a doctor by trade, but she has a deeper understanding, not to mention the fact that Mr. Edgar's condition is related to perfume. As for me, I'll head to the academia.
Oh, that's right.
From Emilie's letter, certainly, but I didn't have time to look into it earlier. But I have friends in Sumeru City. I'll leave you and Emilie to watch over things here in...
In Port Almost. Port Almost. Midden, oh no. 7-Eleven, right? So close to being exact. Yay!
Well, it's been a day.
Well, it's been a day. just get cut off.
But things weren't looking good with Emily's master yesterday. We should check on things at the hotel first.
Wait, that's the hotel? Thought that was a house. Huh.
Emily!
Emily. I'm like,
no longer in critical condition. My chemical analysis of Auguste also went smoothly.
Auguste.
Although it's certainly... I was able to identify the components.
Elemental energy?
Hard to say. It was such a minute amount proportion. I had to use one of the newest tests unless you were abnormally sensitive to elemental energy. As for whether Master's condition was caused by the elemental energy...
Oh, that reminds Paimon.
I received a message from him last night, but I have...
Oh,
Oh.
I thought he might have stopped by. Excuse me? Is Miss Emilie here?
Kole?
Oh, perfect! Familiar faces! Traveler, Paimon, you're here too!
Kale. Oh, of course. Tainari's apprentice. And please, no need for formalities. And
Oh,
Formalities.
okay. Nice to meet you too, Miss, Emily. Did Tainari send you here, Kale?
No.
Master
Of
and
course
the
not.
others went through decades worth of records last night. And anyway, based on what they've reviewed so far, they believe there's no... Master considered that possibility as well. But the name wasn't the only dead end. How is that possible?
it's starting to seem very likely.
Hey,
Huh?
Lucian!
Lucian.
It's Sylvain! Wait, you don't think
Lucian.
Curio came back, do you?
That seems impossible. If someone came in or out of the hotel just now...
No. Stop yapping. Get in, okay? Stop yapping.
It's locked?
FBI, open up. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
There's no one here.
Hey, Lucian. Oh, he's probably gone. He's a goner. Lucian's a goner.
Lucian! Lucian! Come on! Wake up!
They're like, what the? I just realized both of them have the same eyes. Like, if you copy and paste and just change the color, right? It's the same. It's so weird.
Emilie, Emilie, my brother, he's gonna be okay, right? He's just unconscious.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sylvain.
No, no, that's not.
Traveler, Holly, Mr. Sylvain has gone through a huge shock. He needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door?
Of course. Leave it to
Holy
me.
what? Actually, they're all the same height, right? It's just that she got the heels. No, she's slightly taller.
Thank you both.
Hmm.
Mr. Sylvain, let's get you up.
Mr.
Here,
Sylvain.
take my hand. We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest.
Imagine if it's
This
Kyria.
way.
That would have been like the biggest twist. The biggest twist. Twist on this nut. Wait, I see a chest. Is that a chest? No, it's not. Never mind.
Poor guy. He's like, he may have made some bad decisions.
Good person
Ah,
or
stop
bad,
yapping.
the death of a loved one is equally painful. All the moments he shared with his brother, every heart.
If Kyria really was behind this,
Lucian can no longer speak. Traveler, I've got things covered here at the scene.
What if Emilie is Kyria?
Who would have thought? Yesterday's case is still up in the air. Miss Emilie, I heard you're an experienced forensic doctor.
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I just happen to have some relevant knowledge. I did take a look, though. Judging by the temperature and rigidity of the...
Then, would you mind helping us investigate?
Of course, I appreciate
Would you
your
mind
trust.
helping us
Many of the
investigate?
traces left behind at the scene will fade with time,
We
so
forget.
the sooner...
we'll help too. We don't know much about dead bodies,
Uncle.
but you can leave the other.
More investigation.
And the windows are shut tight too.
Uncle. So
Well, looks like
we didn't learn anything. Sick. Maybe the incense.
So, did you find anything?
So did you find anything?
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
Oh. 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 Oh.
But entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain.
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed genuine, and he doesn't have a motive.
Then, what could have happened last night?
Maybe
Sylvain's still in
Sylvain
shock,
is suffering from
He's our only
GIJ.
available witness.
That's why he's like genuine, but
We
actually
have to
he
take
might
his
have done it.
I agree.
Ah.
Also, I've made some new discoveries, so...
Wait, when? You came from what? Huh?
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to tell me everything you and your
After Kyria attacked Edgar, my brother and I, we returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise.
So, no movement from the room next door. No signs of a struggle at the scene. And
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucien's pupils were dilated. There weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything.
Making
The more
sense.
plausible explanation is that he inhaled
A goose?
A goose.
No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose won't kill you. No. Emilie, you ran your tests, didn't you?
Emilie.
Go on.
No, I didn't find any common.
Huh, see?
That may be true for most people,
Edgar.
but not for everyone.
I'm back. You thought I'm dead? Nope, I'm back. Truly a Jujutsu Kaisen moment. Or should I say a Disney Kaisen moment?
Master,
Was I disappointed by the new chapter? That was super disappointing.
You're up and about already?
Thanks to Emilie. Sylvain, no matter how hard you may try to...
Edgar!
Even if we
Edgar.
could keep it a secret for another 10 or 20 years, no. He would never give up.
Yelena?
Not
Yelen?
if he's doing all of this.
Yelon?
That's Vijava's real... Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru.
Wait, what? She's a
She
Fatus.
was an exiled Fatus from Snezhna.
Oh, Fatui.
the Fatui.
Ah, so you've already detected it.
Oh,
The August
Shit.
flower was created with the mutative and distorting power.
A delusion?
Fatui. Delusions. I never would have thought a goose was hiding this many.
Born of a delusion, August contained distorted elemental...
that's enough, Edgar. At first,
Yes,
Elena wanted
shut
to
up,
keep
Pomum. Let
refining
me do the
perfume
talking.
and the flower. It didn't have any effect on ordinary people any.
So you decided poisoning people?
Listen, it's not like it was good for business. Unless you were particularly sensitive to elemental energy or had an entire bottle shoved down your throat like Edgar.
It may be true there are no records of a goose poisoning, but even if no one was acutely poisoned, willfully bringing a product to market.
Wow, why are we
despite
getting so
explicit
meta
knowledge of
here?
harmful
They're
effects
just
is still a
describing
serious crime.
the case. What is happening in the real world at this moment? Why? Since when did Hoyo get this meta or what?
That explains why you were
It's
so
so
intent
meta.
on keeping Yelena and Kiria's involvement a secret all this time. The Fatui, delusions, a goose. If the Marishase Phantom discovered the connection between the three, then
Ha! If I'd known coming to Sumeru would put a target on my back, all these years without any sign of Kyria, August was harmless before.
So there's bad blood between you.
what about Yelena's death?
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took care to disguise the product circulating on, but if the Marishase Phantom decided to look into the flower beds, before we could even put our plan in motion, Yelena beat us to it.
But if her goal was to destroy evidence, yeah, she could have just burned the flower beds and...
I thought about it for a long time, but it wasn't until just now that I finally everything she did. It was for her brother, Kyria.
And Kira's doing everything right now for her sister. His sister.
One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's body. After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion.
So she couldn't flee with her brother.
If her true identity was exposed, the August flower and Yelena's own corroded body, so in the end, she burned.
So the wealth you earned from a goose, it wasn't destroyed in the fire.
Most likely. Before Yelena died, she said if anything happened to her, she was going... That's why Lucien and I were searching for Kyria.
But why is Kyria out for revenge?
I don't think he knew his sister was nearing death. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him to conceal her deteriorating.
Then all we'll need to do is tell Kyria what we... I'm not so sure.
It's not that simple, Paimon, you piece of shit.
Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame.
I'll blame
You
Paimon.
might think Yelena was forced into using a delusion to It's hard to pull yourself out of that kind of hatred.
Very
Oh
true.
yeah, Cole is speaking from
Even
experience
if
here.
Yelena's death was
Because
her
the
own
manga
choice,
already showed everything.
I would
Edgar!
think about it, Sylvain. If we hadn't been so blinded by greed, if we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our door.
She knew her limits. We were
She
just trying
knew
to
her
earn a bit of
limits.
moral. And what, we deserve to die for that? Lucien's crime. Fine.
Fine.
3 people from Fontaine, 1 from Snezhnaya.
Yeah, this is like a
Crime committed in Port Ormuz.
multi-nationality
What a headache.
thingy.
Well, we can
Miji.
only wait until the academia sends someone to deal with it. I'm guessing
Probably
with the
Snezhnaya as well.
exhibition, we don't even have space in Port Ormuz to detain anyone.
The hotel could suffice, although with Sylvain's mental state and my...
Mr. Edgar, are you saying...
If Sylvain is to stand trial, I'd just like to take care of a few things. As for Sylvain, I'm sure he also has some goodbyes of his... Would you be willing to grant that request?
Well,
Well,
all right. I'll talk to the The man we grew to know in Sumeru proved...
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
sheesh.
Happened tonight? Oh,
Yeah, all we know is that he uses a goose to poison people, but we still have no idea how to catch him in the act. If he targets Sylvain or...
That may be true, but what if we take advantage of this situation?
Master, no. That's
So, if Kyria learns we're being taken away tomorrow, in other words, you
Capture? Not necessarily.
afraid? This is my only chance to make him pay for what he did. I'm spending the rest of my life in prison anyway. I can't just sit back and let...
Sheesh.
As for the danger,
I'll admit, it could work. Then I'll station some of my men around the hotel. If we have your assistance as well.
I still have some reservations. But
I'll also keep watch.
Although
Correct.
I think Sylvain and myself, if Kyria noticed another person in the room,
You mean if he doesn't see a way to get his hands on the two...
If that were to happen, everyone's standing guard.
that's why everyone else needs to keep to the shadows.
What's that delay animation?
you're still recovering. You need to
The
rest.
delay.
This old...
All right. We can figure out a
Vagabond.
plan to keep watch later.
Vagabonds. Yeah. Ay. Wow, we're just casually telling everyone, all the citizens, man, like, hey, you keep watch. Where is he running to?
heard? Mr. Edgar's been...
What? He's the one who helped Crop...
Like,
He taught my
thanks.
child how to
Thank
make
you,
perfume.
floating
How could this
child.
happen?
He hasn't been convicted yet.
Oh, everyone on the street is talking about the rumors. Let's head back to the hotel.
Imagine
and
one of
take
them
a
is
break.
Kira and just
We
tell
can see how the
Kira
other preparations
your
are going while we're at
boss
it.
man's leaving tomorrow. Boss man's leaving tomorrow. He's like, interesting. I guess you guys are trying to bait me. Like, have they ever thought of that? Like, Kira could be just any one of them in the crowd, and then he's just like, you know what? Is that? Oh, there's Emilie. I thought that was Diana or something.
Emily, Chef Xian wants...
Thank you, Kale. But first, here, I prepared a kind of herbal tea that helps calm the spirit. Why don't you have some?
Oh, that's very kind of you.
Oh, it's not good to be so tense.
Was...
You seem very preoccupied with Kyria's revenge.
Oh,
She can relate.
I,
This is her territory.
Hey, Emily, Kale. Oh, are we... No, not at all. This will be easier to talk through with you here anyway.
And Amber. You
I've
know, you can always
just
get
been
Amber.
thinking, if Kyria has the capacity to... There was just a single door separating them. When I accompanied Sylvain to his room after Lucien died, maybe Kyria did that on purpose. Maybe he wanted Sylvain to experience the pain. So did he attack Edgar as a warning then?
Based on what we've heard about Curia,
Losing his sister all those years ago. Whenever I get to thinking like that, I just can't help but wonder. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't think like that.
there's nothing wrong with the way you're feeling. In all my years of cleaning up crime scenes, I've witnessed countless. Some of them even try to stop me. Surround yourself with fragrance for too long, and your sense of smell will be. So while you hold on to that sense of empathy, do Sylvain and Lucien really deserve to die? Answering those questions requires a lot of. I've witnessed a lot of deaths, but generally speaking,
Once you're consumed by hatred,
you're right. But that also makes us. I understand Curia's decision.
huh. The fortunate.
And the unfortunate. What's Edgar doing there?
Emilie, traveler.
Huh?
Edgar.
Edgar.
Oh, it's you two!
Edgar.
Didn't you head back to your room to rest, Edgar? Is it really okay
What if
for you to
Edgar
be
is
out and about
Curia?
like this?
A little extra. Besides,
Or
I
not
don't
Curia,
have
but
much
like
time left,
Edgar is the
so
one like
no.
trying to make
So
all
I'd
these
like to
events
take care
happen
of
so
my
that they think that
pets
oh
while
yeah, Edgar
I still
so that
can.
Curia, it looks like Curia's came back for revenge.
We could do that for you, Master.
No
There's like so
need.
many ways you can make a
I've
twist here. I
grown
wonder which
attached to
twist is gonna
these
be.
flowers. I would
So much
imagine
foreshadowing.
Sheriff Sham is here for a more
Still better than Disney
important
Kaisen.
reason.
The Night Watch.
Dun,
You
dun,
mentioned
dun,
earlier that we still
dun.
need to confirm our plans.
That's right. I've stationed some of my men around the surrounding area, but exactly. After some discussion, we concluded that Sylvain and Emilie's expertise is sure to come in handy in a pinch.
Sounds perfectly reasonable.
Dun, 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 dun. Can't we just... Isn't the door connect... Oh, this Edgar's room. Oh. Oops. Eeps. Cubes. Dupes. Poops. Peps. Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man. No. Why does this look like an MMD?
Has Curia given up on his revenge?
Nah, not that simple.
Guess we'll have to keep at it. Still nothing unusual. Paimon took a peek into the room next door and Sylvain's already sleeping.
Perhaps Curia's true motive was simply for. No, that can't be right. If all he wanted was for Sylvain to be. There must be something we're missing.
Maybe we just need to calm down a little. How about some tea? That herbal You're right.
Ah, Paimon.
Maybe we can look for a different distraction then, like, oh, there's a glaze lily here. Paimon didn't notice it earlier.
Flowers, glaze lilies.
Wait a minute.
Oh no! Sylvain's room! Quick!
Wait a minute. Bloom at night. Wait a minute.
Hey, did you hear?
It was the older of the merchant brothers.
Yeah, I think his name was Sylvain.
I think his name is Sylvain.
Listen up, everyone. This is an active crime scene.
It's been
This
3
is
days
an
and they haven't
active
even caught a
crime
glimpse of the guy.
Do you think it could be the work of an evil? I mean, how do you get away with something like that?
Keep it moving, everyone. No loitering.
No loitering. 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 Ah, that PNG shit.
I'm next.
You don't know that. Curia already attacked you once, and you survived. Perhaps he doesn't consider your crime to be worthy of death.
You were the only reason I managed to survive.
Even if I wasn't there, Tainari was.
Is that so? I have exceptional students, but Kyria has nothing. It really makes you wonder.
If you really want an answer, I suppose you'll have to ask Kyria himself once we finally catch him.
Ah, well, Emilie, there's something else I'd like to ask of you. But so many flowers were transported here for the show. Whether Kyria gets to me first, or I'm sent back, I know it's a lot to ask.
Of
A
course,
lot
Master.
to ask.
Really? Now I truly...
Sheriff Sham still has some questions for me, so...
Go ahead. Best not to keep him waiting.
Damn, he got big neck.
I'm sorry, Master.
His neck is so thick. My man training his neck. Meanwhile, in Sylvian's room,
Another all-nighter. I'm unsure how...
shut up, Paimon.
Emilie still isn't back. I hope she didn't run into any trouble. Yeah, that's true.
Traveler, I had my men
Traveler.
start spreading the information you requested. The crowd is gone now too, but I have to admit, after listening to Emilie's plan, I started getting the materials together and arranging personnel. To be honest, I'm still not sure how the...
The key clue was right in front of us the entire time. Let's go. We'll show you where the culprit hid a goose.
A goose. Among Us.
Wasn't this incense originally in Lucien's room?
The hell?
Wasn't this incense originally in...
Isn't it this? Or is it the flowers? It's one of them.
This is it!
The glazed lily, huh? I think I've heard of it before. It's a flower...
It's a flower.
Well, did you know it only blooms at night?
Emilie, you're back!
Exactly as expected.
So they are suspecting it's that girl.
A flower that only blooms at night.
Exactly. Although the Nilo Palaloda, that's why Kyria chose the glaze lily as his mechanism.
Not the smurfing.
If poured into the flower pot, the liquid would seep into the soil. There's a sticky substance on the edge. If applied to the outside, you would still be able to smell it. That doesn't sound... If you stick the petals together with slime condensate...
That's right. He applied a diluted form of... That way, the Agoost would remain trapped inside during the daytime. However, the diluted slime condensate wouldn't be viscous enough.
And Kyria could execute his revenge with...
By the next morning, the sample of Agoost would have nearly fully evaporated.
Wait a second. You're telling me this version of a goose is so tough? And how did Edgar even survive ingesting a whole bottle of the stuff?
Because it
That's
was...
because Agoost is just as dangerous now as it was all those years ago.
You mean people who are sensitive to elemental energy? That can't be right. They were involved in the operation all those years ago.
I wouldn't use the word allergic necessarily. It's more like they're susceptible to its effects.
Oh,
You can think of it this way.
English.
It's not that...
All kinds of essential oils commonly found in alchemical products can temporarily increase elemental... In Fontaine, I experienced how drinking primordial seawater made me more... The incense I smelled earlier seemed... In Sumeru, scholars use...
Alchemically produced essential oils, the primordial seawater that caused unrest in Fontaine.
That's Steph gave us a lot of trouble when we first came to Sumeru. Ah, yes. I definitely remember that.
In Sumeru, it's not uncommon to use incense indoors.
Flowers were pretty important to this plan, huh? The glazed lily is native to Liwa. It would be...
Actually, it's not a coincidence at all.
No wonder he was willing to pay a small fortune to rent out the hotel. He probably used the mora Yelena left him, don't you think? But in the end, it was just a
There's a saying among forensic doctors in but up until this point, we haven't been able to detect any trace of Kiryu's but because he's been disguised as someone else this entire time.
Gerstand.
Creating such an intricate mechanism out of a glazed lily, it all points to one person. Kirya and Edgar?
Are one and the same.
But Kiryu was only in his teens back then. Edgar's lived here for so many years. Even if he changed his appearance...
Bad news, Sheriff! Mr. Edgar was attacked!
What?
A dark shadow-like figure just ran out of his room, but before we could even react, the figure up and disappeared like some sort of ghost or something. Do you think Kirya kidnapped him?
I need you to think very carefully about this.
I mean, Mr. Edgar was...
It would seem Master decided to tap into an ill-advised source of power.
Delusion.
What? But that's so dangerous with the condition he's in.
But why?
No. If his aim was to target everyone,
If he left Sylvain alive yesterday, not out of a desire to...
then there...
Oh, ooh. Ooh. Huh? I'm confused.
The shadow-like figure ran in the direction of the elevator, and my partner immediately chased after them.
We should hurry before they're forced to confront each other.
Where in the world did he go? Let's ask the merchants nearby.
Oh wait, there's one here, right?
It's all right. Please, calm down and take a deep breath.
How could...
Oh, that's all. We just need to just need to talk to one. Interesting.
No, don't come any closer.
What? Where's that voice? Where did that voice come from?
If we go any further, we'll be out of port orbit.
It's all right. I can detect a faint whiff of the scent from here. It's this way. Please, follow me.
She's like a dog. She's like a dog. Ooh, flower. Oh. Ooh, chest.
The scent is getting stronger. This must be the place.
Nah, I want a chest.
One with nature. Shine down!
Everyone hold hands. Hey. Find anything you like?
You need fire. Kind of lazy to use Hu Tao though. Kinda lazy. Kinda.
Oh! O's!
Why are you not dropping?
Are you alright? Were you attacked?
No, he's not. He just felt hungry.
Let me take a look.
The air definitely feels heavy. It smells nice, but for some reason, this feeling...
Everything looks all right. It was probably just the stress of the chase.
I can't rest. Mr. Edgar he's a good man.
Oz, you need to calm down and listen to me.
But how is that possible? Mr. Edgar is 70-something.
That's precisely why he had to resort to extraordinary measures to age himself. Kyria used a delusion to bring back the Auguste flower.
No. He couldn't have.
And what if the impersonation started before he ever set foot in Sumeru?
Shit.
I've yet
Hey,
to
what's
confirm
happening?
it, but I suspect Kyria killed the real Edgar in Fontaine not long after his release from prison.
What's going on? Interesting.
While Edgar was incarcerated, Kyria started making preparations to replace him, including forcefully aging his body, studying perfumery, and planning the new Edgar then decided to relocate to Sumeru, seemingly out of an innocuous desire to let go of the past. And Sumeru fit the bill to a T. As the years went by, he removed his disguise little by little and continued to refine his skills.
That explains why Sylvain said he barely recognized Edgar, but he aged himself decades beyond his years just so he could...
I need to find Mr. Edgar. He's not that kind of person. He can't...
What you really need is to get out.
No,
Wait! This environment is likely being influenced by the delusion. Any discomfort, no matter how slight...
Yeah, and this is coming from experience, by the way.
I know how to relieve your symptoms, Mr. Ooze. I'm sure Kyria... No,
Kale's right. The Traveler and I will take things from here. From our brief exposure to a goose, this leads me to believe those blessed with a vision or capable... Actually, now that I think about it, this stronghold, like... I hate to trouble you.
Thanks. Hear that? We're heading out. There's work to be done.
Traveler, Emilie, Paimon, for someone whose only purpose in life is revenge, there's no telling what...
Don't worry. This isn't the end. We're not going to let a goose kill anyone else.
A mongoose.
It's time for the mythos to fade in...
Fade into obscurity.
Monsters. Perhaps they were attracted here by the increased level of elemental energy.
There is no escape.
There is no escape.
I see everything.
I've never seen these seeds before. They must also have been created with the power of a delusion. It seems to be avoiding us, and there's no other way forward. Perhaps we could try luring it to the edge of the cliff.
Huh? What is this mechanic? Boomba clap. Skibidi made in Wayu.
There are so many of them. Paimon can't believe it.
I fear that statement is truer than you know, Paimon. Using a delusion.
Why would he only needed a few bottles?
Perhaps hatred wasn't the only emotion. Not long ago, he told me he didn't want all the flowers, but Kyria betrayed Snezhnaya, abandoned Fontaine, and lived his entire life for someone with nowhere to call home. Perhaps dying among a bed of a goose flower.
Where do I go? Up there, go. Tibalia. Skibidi Rees. Hello.
Illusion shattered.
Illusion shattered.
So begin.
Extract!
Extract.
Everyone hold hands! Help! Hey!
The wind knows me.
The wind knows me.
Time to go.
I see everything! Yeah!
Up. Let's go stone. Okay, where is it? Come on. Keep going. Then purple. It's Inazuma, man. Come on. Get moving. Do 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 do.
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end. The scent of flowers is getting stronger.
Did they catch up that? No. My strength is just waning.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter. This is far enough.
Oh. He drank it. Chug, 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 chug.
This is a garden of Auguste flowers,
Flowers.
but it's not mine. It's the one that was set on fire all those years ago in Yelena?
Yellen. Oh shit. Oh shit. Screenshot. Yeah.
Yelena!
Yelan.
You tried to hide it from me, but I always understood. The reason why you continued to use the delusion. The reason why you set your garden on fire. I shouldn't have listened to you that day. I shouldn't have taken the Mora and ran.
And when
By the time I realized something wasn't right, there was nothing left. I know I'm almost 20 years too late. I should have come looking for you earlier. I should have died with you that day. Yelena? Yelena! No! Don't leave me! Please, Yelena!
yep, it means he got rescued again. Emilie is there to the rescue. He's like, damn it, why?
Emilie, I'm alive. No, that's not
No.
possible.
That's
That
not
was an
possible.
illusion, likely brought about by the residual toxin in your body coupled with the pollen in the air.
No, the amount of Auguste I drank, it should have been a fake. But
how?
How?
We started making the preparations last night to create a perfect accord.
Yeah, basically, the brother is still alive. Where's the hello? Where's the audio? Let me try to try to say it. This is the sense of leather. Exactly, we are unable to extract essential oils from leather. But by combining other raw materials, we can recreate its essence. That is the purpose of an accord. Does that mean you can recreate any scent in the whole world? Huh. I'm afraid not. Certain fragrances in this world are simply one of a kind. The quality is what draws people in and fuels their obsessions. If I wear August to the ball, I will also be one of a kind. our competitor already got their hands on what the fuck over your moral and yours, am I right? This fragrance will be one of a kind no more. Myths can be deconstructed, miracles can be recreated. All it takes is skill, experience, limitless exploration, and a little patience. Wait, he's saying the only thing left if I mean is where the real August is. Pretending to be attacked means he's not free to move around. August must be hidden within reach. Paimon took a peek through the window earlier, and his house was packed with flowers. The creator commissioned the flower pots from Kashwawa, capable of retaining heat and moisture. Perfumes are as beautiful as flowers and equally as delicate. When stored, you must take care to control the temperature and keep them away from direct sunlight. Do you get all of that, Emilie? I got it. 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 But really, where's the sound? Like, what's going on? Did I accidentally mess with the settings? Something like what? Do you hear? Someone was attacked again last night. So, Sylvian is dead. Is that right? What is going on? I can't be doing this. Yes, master. Oh.
So, you switched the bottles of Auguste?
Convincing you that your revenge had been completed?
Impossible. Even if Auguste was...
It was a combination of rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and but recently...
Rainbow roses?
Auguste was created over 10 years ago. All this time, perfumery techniques are advancing day by day. The mythos surrounding Auguste may have been untouchable almost 20...
The past.
The past.
You've been working as a perfumer for all these years. You should have always known that it is, but the meaning you assigned to Auguste became so inflated. You believed in its divinity and grandeur. You believed it was, and your obsession with Auguste is also...
We just didn't expect it to happen so fast.
Well, so, since you've been preparing your accord since last, that means the news of Sylvain's death.
Yes. If we hadn't, you might have resorted to the delusion out of desperation.
Who knows? Maybe I would have just offed myself then and there.
I know if you had things your way, you would carry the truth of Edgar's demise, and this... Sylvain only in all the crimes he concealed back then will...
Is that so?
Well, he accepted that kind of fast.
I mean, he's on the verge of death already. Why not?
I don't feel the need to justify my... I did what...
Careful, everyone.
Stick close and hurry up.
Looks like I'm almost out of time.
Of course, Master.
The combination you used to...
The scent of Auguste is complex and varied, yet So, as I was analyzing the sample yesterday...
You're saying Yelena designed Auguste?
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, Cecilias... But if you cultivate a new flower species that intrinsically carries the unique...
Rainbow roses, Yelena.
Yelena. God damn it. Emilie. You're truly my disciple. Vakudaba. Vakudaba. Not long after we finished the challenge, Mr. Porter. And thus, all the turmoil caused by August finally came to an end. What the... Bruh. Oh, racing line.
Did you know? Miss Emily's... right. I heard about that.
Yelena. Yelena.
Seems like everyone in Fontaine is talking about the new perfume you're releasing.
I was hoping to release it without such a fuss, but I just hope it won't become the source of some new myth. I did, although I made a few modifications to the form. Also, I was hoping you could try out the fragrance.
Of course! A good sense of taste.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, it smells great!
It's alright. Besides, when it comes to perfume, commenting on whether it smells good is the most strict.
Right! Do those flowers have some special meaning? Hearing their
Special
If I had to
meeting.
guess,
a language of flowers?
Oh boy, not this
Heard
again.
of that before?
what each flower is said to represent varies by. After returning to Fontaine, I did some research, and it turns out that forget the past and keep on living. Perhaps that's the legacy Yelena always
Damn,
intended.
son.
Not the
Skibbity
nobility
ree
and
is
grandeur
toilet.
most people associate with the goose.
Do you think Kyria knew about that?
No. Maybe no.
I paid him a visit before his trial, and who knows? Maybe she didn't mean anything by it at all. Yelena is gone. We'll
Oh
never know what she was
shit.
thinking. We can look for
Damn,
meaning all we
that
want,
thing.
but it'll never be
That
anything
scene
but
hits
conjecture.
hard. Damn.
Even if that is what she was trying to avenging her death,
Wow.
Kyria cultivated his revenge like a flower. He was
I'm
committed to
gonna
making
buy
it
myself some
bloom, even if in the
flowers.
end, it didn't bear the fruit he was hoping for.
Da
In
da
any
da
case,
da
he
da
did
da
want me to pass
da
along his thanks.
da 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 da.
Thank you for saving my life. For giving me the chance to love and hatred are a privilege of the living.
Wow. And sleeping.
When someone dies, their thoughts, feelings, and intentions die with them. But even if it's only a conjecture,
Why are we getting so
I would
poetic at
like
the
to
end?
believe my own interpretation, the meaning we give to flowers, and yet at the very outset.
Dun dun dun. Okay. At the end of this. Oh, that's a pretty normal timeline, normal duration. Catch you this Wednesday. For the thingy-mabob. Where's my OBS? For the thingy-mabob, the Natlan story quest or the Natlan canon quest, whatever you want to call it, to be honest, I don't really care. But yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Catch you all next time and stay safe. Oops.